today we'll be interviewing William Faulkner, the author of The Sound and the Fury, a novel that's created a lot of controversy among the teens of our world.
Whoa.
Boo! So William, can I call you William? Or can I call you Willie or Billy?
Call me Bill.
Bill? So what's your book about, The Sound and the Fury?
Well, my book is about the Compson family and how it's getting broken up over, money, which is...
Money.
Yeah, money.
Money.
And see, that is one of the biggest problems of the book, because it's just tearing the family apart after the death of their father and their mother after she falls gravely ill. And it's really a tragic story.
So Bill, what inspired you to write your novel?
Well, you see, I grew up in the South around the Missouri, Mississippi area where this book takes place, so I would happen to have quite a bit of experience in this area. And in this area, there's quite a bit of racism taking place, as you can see in the family's treatment of Dilsey and Luster. And really, I grew up in a pretty privileged family, as the Compsons are, and my family was a bit torn apart through, the evils of money, as you can see, after Jason and the whole entire Compson family's fathers died.
So Bill, as I mentioned earlier, your novel created a lot of controversy. So here we have two analysts that will talk about your novel and how they felt it portrayed your characters and the overall theme. Now we have Dr. Eunice and Dr. Gladys here to talk about William Faulkner's book and how they felt about it. So how did you feel?
I felt it was really hard to follow. Like, the sentences, they were so broken up. Why did you write that way?
What do you mean by why? I mean, that's part of the creative writing process, Like, that's how great novels are written. I was the pioneer of stream of consciousness, you see. And if you're not willing to put a lot of effort into reading my book, then I don't think you can fully appreciate it, because, well, that's part of stream of consciousness. You have to follow the thought process of the characters.
What do you mean by stream of consciousness?
Stream of consciousness writing is where you follow the flow of ideas of the character that I'm writing about. And, you say it's like hard to understand and like broken up, but really I'm just going through different time periods of their life, how people go through flashbacks.
Well, I think that a good author should make his book easy to understand. Your characters, they weren't relatable at all. I mean, there was Caddy. She was dirty in some ways. And then there was Benji, who was like a 30-year-old man who was still being treated like a child. Why did you create characters like these? What inspired you to?
Well, I made characters like these because it really is all too much a part of Southern life. I mean, Caddy is loose, as you said, but really many women are if you actually bother reading my book thoroughly, And Benji, I mean, really there are severely mentally challenged people in everyday life, and I thought it would add more character to the book if I actually included it,
The ending of the book, it was really hard to follow. What happens to Miss Clinton?
Well, I really left that to the imagination, because you can't spoil everything in the book, because then people aren't really interested, because you've completely fleshed out everything there is to know. And, like, with the male Quentin, does he kill himself? Nobody really knows. What happens to Miss Quentin, Like, you gotta leave something out there for the reader to want to know. Otherwise it's not that entertaining of a book.
Personally, I don't recommend your book. It was confusing. I couldn't relate to the characters. I have no idea what your plot is. And honestly, it was poorly written. And that's my opinion.
How do you feel about that, Bill?
Well, when you say poorly written, I just don't think you know how to appreciate good writing, because that was the entire structure itself was poetic. You could tie it into the book. Like, maybe this book is a little too advanced for you. I don't really know. But if you don't know how to analyze a book, then I'm not going to, get on your case about it.
Now, let's go to a commercial break, and when we get back, we'll have two of our audience members, and we'll get their opinions on Mr. Faulkner's book.
Closed captioning is provided by Cargo is the only way to go.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Who's that guy? Who's that? You know my
Just porting my cargoes here. You know, breezy, long. Pull them up. How many you can pull up here?
It's winter.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
Cargo pants. It's the only way to go.
Now we return to Oprah's show.
Hello, and welcome back. Now we have two of our audience members asking William Faulkner questions about his novel, The Sound and the Fury. We have Miss Flowers here and Miss Betty. Thank you.
Well, William Faulkner, I believe your book was very boring. I didn't really get what the purpose was of it all, overall.
Well, you see, Flower, if I may call you Flower,
Yes, you may.
it's just that I told this to the analyst too. You really aren't digging deep enough into my story because it's pretty clear what the book is about.
We haven't heard from Betty yet. What are your opinions, Betty?
Well, I'm personally really disappointed at the book. It has such a good reputation, yet it was really poorly written. I can't understand half of it, and yeah, I'm really disappointed.
Poorly written. Why do you say poorly written? I was trying my best on this book. I completely just went into a new territory with this book, okay?
Well, we're running out of time. Thank you, Betty and Flower, for sharing your opinions and your questions with Mr. William Faulkner. Now let's go to some other audience members and see how they felt about the book.
Yeah, I just want to ask, why did you waste my money? You lied to me. I thought this book was going to be good, but it was awful and overall disappointing.
I didn't waste your money, okay? You chose to buy my book. And second of all, it's just, maybe you need Spark Notes or something, okay? Because,
Maybe I should.
yeah, maybe you should use it because obviously you're not getting some of the main themes of my book, you know?
Okay.
The scene with the Italian girl and Quentin. This represents Quentin's strong bond with the Italian girl because this is after Caddy had left, and he saw this Italian girl and he referred to her as sister, which in that case refers to Caddy.
Hello, ma'am.
Why is she in my store? I don't like dirty people in my store.
She's with me. It's okay. I just want to buy some bread.
I don't like dirty people in my store.
It's okay.
You're gonna scare the customers off. Look at those people. They're so nice and decent. They'll get hurt.
She's a person too. All I want to do is buy some bread. I have money.
I don't want her in my store again.
Okay.
Ever again.
All right. I'm sorry. Okay. Here, you can have this bread if you want.
Walk. No, secure them.
There's Quentin, who's the smart child of the family. He goes away to Harvard. He has a very strong relationship with Caddy. They have closer than a brother and sister. Benji's a man child. He's about 30 years old, and he moans when things upset him. And he has a very strong relationship with Caddy, his sister. Benji, you stop that. You stop acting foolish. Caddy is not coming back. Benji, you stop that moaning. Let's go. Benji and Dilsey. Dilsey was trying to calm him down because Benji's really attached to his sister Caddy, and Caddy's left him. There's also Caddy, who is the promiscuous one of the family. She is thrown out of the house at age 14 or so, and she's the sister of Benji, and she's the sister of Quentin and also Jason Compton, and the daughter of Mrs. Compton and Mr. Compton. Jason is Miss Compton's favorite son. He has the most in common with Mrs. Compton, and he's a very selfish person. very selfish person, and he does things for himself before his family.
Jason, what are you doing?
Daddy, I have your baby.
My baby!
The next scene we saw was the one with Jason, Miss Clinton, and Caddy, where Jason, like we said, Jason's a very selfish person, and he takes Miss Clinton into his own custody, and he doesn't allow Caddy, which is Miss Clinton's mother, to see him, and that was really the only contact that they had after Miss Caddy gave Miss Clinton back to her family. So it just goes to show you how evil Jason Compton is.